don't need to have 100 sales calls a month to get one client, right?
You don't need like 100 clients. You need probably 2 or 3, right?
And that's the thing. And here's where it comes back to what is your business model and aligning your sales process and your marketing with what you want to, how you want to deliver whatever it is that you're doing. So if you're a high touch coach like you, where you're going to be deep in people's businesses, it's like, because you're going deep, you don't have to go wide. You don't need to.
No.
If you had 100 clients, you'd be in total burnout. You know?
I don't like, yeah.
No, and there are people who are saying like, you can't scale your business if you need to either grow a team or leverage your systems, or, you know, like, and then you can get yourself out of the business. And that's not what every business needs.
No.
You don't always need to scale beyond your capacity just so that way you can get out of the business. Maybe you love your business and you just want to work with a handful of people who are awesome.
But look out at our friend who has done that in our little mastermind group. And she very intentionally, and it took like 3 or 4 years, she very intentionally wanted to work in a very, very specific way that worked with her brain and her creativity. And she's extremely highly paid, like extremely talented, creative, and she has built that business for herself. And so there's like 9 different ways to scale, and people seem to think it's only because I have to put a team in place, and that freaks a lot of people out because they don't want to manage people. They don't want to have to hire people. They don't want to give up their, like, you can have a very simple business and scale.
Yeah.
You can scale without people. You
don't need an agency. You don't need a course.
No.
Those are 2 ways that you can do it. Those are not required to grow.
No, but having said that, like, I have worked with very big clients where their entire business is around scale and leverage and, like, quote unquote passive income, but it's not really, right? Like, there's no passive income, but
right.
Like, and that's their chosen business model, and that's the business model we created for them, and it's great. Like, it works, and we build a team, and we build technology, and we build systems to scale. But you don't have to follow that business model. You can have a tidy little business that's extremely profitable and doesn't suck your energy without having to follow all these strategies. So that's why I keep coming back to this personalization of your business model and moving away from the shoulds, because there's like a lot of different creative ways for you to sell and market and deliver services that do not require you to do things that feel uncomfortable.
And the intentional choice of what you want that to be. Not just, well, my business coach told me that I have to follow this 3-part framework. And if I follow this framework and I set up this funnel, then I will be profitable. And it's not that simple. And it does. And that business coach's plan may work for someone, but it may not work for you. And that's okay. That doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you need something different.
Totally. And I sort of just cut all that out, and I'm like, look, we're just going to start with the customization. We're just going to start with the personalization. We're going to start with the assumption that you need something personalized and customized. And I can give you all the frameworks for executing, for sure, like keep you kind of in a box. But if you don't like get right back down to the sort of the foundation of who you are and what you want, and you start there, you're just going to keep it's like putting good money after bad and Band-Aid over Band-Aid, right? You're just going to end up in the same place as before. Listen, if I had built a business model based on what business education told me to do, I would have a very different business that I actually did for 20 years. And it was totally out of alignment with how my brain works, how I like to work, how I'm best working. And it was always a struggle. So if you're feeling friction in your business, there are places that you can take that friction out, and you just have to go through the discovery process to kind of figure out what that is. And I can't tell you what it is. I can't, because we just need to have a conversation. But everybody's, that's where you have to customize first, is what the business is that you're running, and then we can apply, frameworks, or we can apply like, some tools that help you execute. But I would never ever want someone to try and pursue a cookie cutter business model if their intention is to have a business that they really enjoy.